Hello, my name is Mårf and I'm playing For Honor again after I said fuck this game forever. Um, this time I started OBS before I started the game, so we're gonna check if we have indicators, and if that's the case, then we're set, because I'm not gonna fight without indicators again, especially against Centurion. So while I do that, we can continue talking about the state of the game. I think I left off at the Raider last time. So Raider basically went from being one of the worst characters to one of the best. Mostly because he has some cheesy stuff that you can abuse. Um, I can probably show you even. I don't play a lot of Raider. Actually, I haven't played him in a long time. But the stuff you can do with Raider is really easy to do. First off, they extended his mix-ups. He was able to heavy into stunning tap, which is the top light attack that stuns. This one here. Like I input a side heavy and then go into a top light that stuns. You can do that off a zone now, which is really strong because it's unblockable. So you force your enemy to decide between doing nothing, waiting, and hope to react to either the zone just flying out or the zone into stunning tap and just parry what's coming. Or they try to dodge, but in that case they get caught by a cancel into Godbreak. Now the thing that's really broken about Raider is piston beating charge. It has godlike tracking. They also improved his knee thing against the wall. As you can see, that deals damage now, and it confirms. Oh, whoops. Okay. And it confirms a light, so that's basically, I don't know, like 25 damage, I think. Maybe 30. And the thing about this, so you could dodge it, but the Raider can just run up to you, stop sprinting, and guard break you instead, and that catches your dodge. And, well, on top of that, he just has great damage and a lot of mix-ups. So yeah, we got indicators. That's good. It used to be even worse. They fixed that though. It used to have no startup, so if you ran into somebody and you press the button, you would grab them instantly. They changed it to, I don't know, 340 milli or 400 milliseconds though. So yeah, just overall a great character. Although a little bit broken, arguably. Let me just look at the. Wait, we can queue for duel and just look at characters. So Warlord is still one of the best. So is PK. Centurion is really strong because of his mix-ups and his godlike stamina. Gladiator is really strong, mostly because of his zone. His zone is a bash into a 20 damage attack. He can cancel the attack. If you hit the bash, the attack is confirmed. And it's really hard to counterplay, because you can dodge the bash, but then you can probably not parry the zone anymore, and you can cancel it into a guard break or something. He's also basically immune to the faint guard break thingy, because his attacks are too fast. So is Centurion, by the way. Centurion has 500 milliseconds heavy attacks, and I think Gladiator has 600 or 700 maybe, but there's only a really short window where you can actually guard break. Highlander is utter trash because he's really buggy, but I talked about that. Nobushi is really strong actually, because of unlock tech. Unlock tech meaning there's a sequence of things that you can do. I think it has to do with unlocking, sprinting, and attacking at the same time, more or less. And that makes your attacks unparryable, and it confirms stuff that shouldn't be confirmed. I was actually watching a stream just now. I was watching Cypher, and he played ranked, and he played against a Nobushi, and that Nobushi was able to get a confirmed bleed attack of a heavy attack that hit. So if she hits her heavy attack and then does unlock take, she gets a bleed attack for free that she should never get for free. That should be blockable, but in that case it isn't. Shigoki is kind of mid-tierish. His Godbreak punish is still really strong. Throw somebody against the wall and you get a free Demon's Embrace, which drains 40 HP from your enemy and gives you 40 HP. But he still has an HP problem. He has the highest HP in the game, but once his hyper armor is down, he takes extra damage, which basically reduces him to assassin class tier of HP. Worst character in the game is still Kensei, because the Kensei has no opener and needs to work towards his unblockable, which is... So he needs to hit stuff to get to his unblockable, and then his unblockable is really bad because it's really slow and it feigns really early, so you can react to it. Normally the unblockable mix-up would be either I let it fly, I feint it into another attack, or I feint it into Godbreak, or I feint it into a parry, but his unblockable is just too slow and you can react to it, which basically makes it useless. Warden got nerfed. Used to be really strong because of his Vortex, but his Vortex got nerfed because he can't react to what the enemy does anymore. He used to be able to soft feint his bash into a Godbreak really, really late. So he could charge up a bash, see if the enemy dodges, and then switch it up to a Godbreak. They reduced that window, so it's still strong, but the Warden has to pick what he's about to do, and if the enemy guesses correctly, they get a punish on him instead. What else? I would argue the character I have the most problems against is actually Valkyrie. Valkyrie is currently somewhere in the middle field. I don't think she has really any special techs for herself, so no buggy stuff that nobody else can use. I don't know. I tend to really fall for... If she mixes up lights with heavies, I tend to fall for that. Try to parrish the wrong stuff and then get punished myself. And I think I already said it, but Lawbringer is... He's not utter trash, but he's really not at the top of the tier list. The strongest thing about Lawbringer is his shove on block, which gives him a pseudo mix-up. Pseudo mix-up meaning really good players can react to it, but in the tier I'm playing, basically nobody can react to it. And it's a tiny bit like a Warden Vortex, but he can't keep it going. Well, in theory, he can keep it going. If he does shove into heavy that hits, he can go into another shove into something else. Or a heavy again. He has a good heavy parry punish. Usually you don't get too much if you parry heavy, especially if it's a long range class. But Lawbringer gets a impaling riposte into a wall splat, into a top heavy, into maybe a light if the enemy can't block it. It's around 60 damage, 65 I think.
Round one.
So let's see what this Raider does. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. Oops.
Victory!
I was kinda lucky there that he went out of stamina when he did his zone. They changed it recently so that if you do an attack and that attack puts you out of stamina, you can't feint it anymore. You used to be able to if you had enough stamina when you started the attack, but now it actually checks your stamina. Shit. Nice. It doesn't get that though.
Victory!
So this raider isn't really abusing anything, which is good. He could go more into his mix-ups, but actually this round, because I think
Round 3.
I would assume he's about to change his strategy a bit. So I'm gonna look for the stunning taps. Shit. Yeah.
Victory!
There we go.
Congratulations!
Okay, we're gonna check, since we have to wait for the other players to finish their matches before we get our next match. Gonna check how many matches are going on. I think we finished rather quickly, so might take a while. 3 matches remaining. Oh, it's only 2 pools. It can be up to 8 pools. I think the first game I played was 4 pools. So we just played against Jade Skull Crushers, I think. Since he already has his placement, and I think I also remember the emblem. And we're gonna play against Whetstone Irregulars next. These names are just team names. They don't make a whole lot of sense right now since it's a duel. And you could just place the player's name. Oh, we were the first ones to finish actually. I only just realized. But once they release 2v2 ranked and 4v4 ranked the team names, I'm gonna make a lot more sense. Oh yeah, another character I have problems with is Gladiator right now, mostly because it's really new. It's not even the zone that gets me the most, because I haven't really met a Gladiator that really abuses the zone. Oh, I'm playing against a gold one. I think that's gold. Could be wrong. But just being unfamiliar with not really unfamiliar with the moveset, but unfamiliar with, or I have to get it into my brain that they like to do unblockable mix-ups. If a Gladiator lands a light or a heavy, they can do an unblockable heavy attack that they like to feint into a parry. And I also get caught a lot by... I have the habit to feint into Godbreak a lot. and gladiators are basically immune to that. They can just let the heavy fly not get guard broken and hit you, and then they go into their mix-ups, and that's not good. So the guy we're playing now won their match. Which obviously leads me to assume he's either a pretty good player or playing a good character, or both. I mean, I don't know what exactly the ranks mean yet. Gold 1 could be pretty good for my bracket, or it could be average. I would guess Gold 1. I think 1 is low and 5 is the highest in each bracket. I could guess that Gold 1 is about my level. But this is not based on anything. I have no idea. Oh, he's playing Warden. Okay. So Wardens like to do top lights, and I think I'm pretty good at parrying those. They also like to feint top heavy into top light, because the top light is also has superior block and gets a damage buff if you block something with it.
Victory!
So that went pretty well, but I think I just got lucky with my attacking sequence. I just happened to do exactly what counters what he does, more or less. Are we gonna fight there? Don't you want to fight here? Oh, that's not nice. Ah, I tried to parry that. Yeah. Oh shit, I should have got broken. Okay, that was close.
Victory!
I'm also not executing because it just unnecessarily prolongs the game, since the game waits until your execution is over and then the round ends. I'm gonna reserve that for players whose playstyle I don't like. Oh, nice. What? Interesting. Shit. Oh shit, okay. Oh, nice. Okay, we got him.
Victory!
That was kind of close. I really should have reacted to him fully charging his bash, but I kind of forgot that he can do that, and I was waiting for the guard break or getting hit by the bash. Like, I had well enough time to react to that. Alright, so the guy I played before, which was a... what was it? Can't remember. Wait, what was the guy before playing? Raider, right. Yeah, I guess he would win his matchup. Well, I don't really know what this guy's playing. But, I mean, since we only have 2 pools, these qualifying matches don't really have a purpose except predetermining the matchups in the playoffs. So if I win this, I'm gonna probably get a bad opponent. So I only did 2 ranked matches so far, not counting... or was it 3? Anyway, not counting the one I did on record where I didn't have indicators. And I've gotten to semifinals twice. One time of that was yesterday, and I was really shit-faced. I drank a lot of beer and mead, and was like, yeah, let's jump into the one game I cannot play drunk and do ranked. It's not the one game I cannot play drunk. I'm also really bad at Dota and Dark Souls when I'm drunk.
Spire Rebels versus Thunderhill Shields.
Interestingly, shooters are mostly fine when I've drunk something. There used to be LANs every quarter where I live, with about, I don't know, 12 to 20 players each time, and I never played sober there, except for the finals, because it was the last day and I had to use my card to get back. And I tended to do worse in the matches where I was sober.
Round 1.
So it's a PK, but this guy lost twice. He might have just switched character, or maybe he's just not all that good. Okay, he lost all his stamina basically. Come on. This guy likes to dodge a lot.
Victory!
There used to be a PTS for this game, a public test server, where they experimented with some changes, including more chip damage, which is actually in the game now. Different parry punishes, basically parrying was nerfed. Yo. What's up with him? We just moved. Because his things broke. Yeah, he's moving. Oh. Is he? Okay. I guess I'll just take it then.
Victory!
I guess he gave up because he's lowest in the bracket anyways. But he could be tied with the lowest.
Round 3.
No, okay.
Victory! Congratulations.
That first combo I did in this round is a combo you don't usually get because it's really long. But if you do heavy, light, top heavy, and the top heavy hits, you get a free light attack after that. It's a lot of damage, but it's also very unlikely to hit. It's more like a team fight thing. The cool thing about this guy we just faced is currently there's a really severe bug where if your enemy abandons, he is out of the tournament, but it's accounted as a loss for you. So I'm not sure if that works in the playoffs, but if somebody's losing a match and they really spite you, they could just disconnect because they're losing anyways, and then you would get a loss. And I'm not sure if that works. I'm not sure if it works in playoffs because let's say we're in the semifinals. I play somebody, I'm winning. It's the third round. He disconnects. The match is over. I get a loss. Then I can't be out of the tournament because the finalist has to play somebody else. The other finalist. So I guess in playoffs it doesn't work, but maybe it reduces your reward tier or something. So we're playing Shadow Sun Raiders. Yeah, they weren't in our group. So Jade Skull was the Raider, Whetstone was the Warden, and Thunderhill was the Peacekeeper.
Welcome to the quarterfinals. Spire Rebels versus Shadow Sun Raiders.
Oh yeah, don't expect me to play anything that isn't Lawbringer, by the way. It's just the character I have the most experience with. I could think about playing Shigoki, which is another character I feel sort of comfortable with. But I'd rather not if I'm playing ranked. Oh, it's a gladiator. This could be hard. But I guess he was lowest of his group, so maybe he doesn't fully understand how to play gladi.
Round 1.
Shit. Oh, he just does that every time, okay. Shit. I tried to feint that. He really likes to do that, doesn't he?
Victory!
That was close. The thing is, the one thing that Gladiator is bad at are his dodge attacks. They're really fast, but they're unsafe on block, meaning if I block them, and I do it properly, I can get a free God Break on him. I have to do it properly because if I input God Break immediately, I'm gonna do a bash instead. I hate the toe stop. Oh shit, I thought I had that. Yeah, I'm dead. Thought I had that. I didn't even bother counter guard breaking because I thought I went first.
Round 3.
Jesus Christ. Oh, really? I dodged that, but alright.
Victory!
We can do this. So, what was the thing? If I land an attack on him on neutral, he likes to do a heavy or no, a light attack in
Round
response
4.
because I tend to guard break after my attack. So I need to watch out for that. Parry it for more damage. That's the zone. Alright, we made it. It's quite reassuring because that is one of my worst matchups.
Your team has made it to the semi-final.
But the thing about assassins is, most assassins, after you shove them, they usually go into a dodge or a dodge attack in hope to get a deflect. They usually do dodge attacks because dodge attacks beat my light attack and beat my God Break. But you can usually catch them with a heavy. So just do shove heavy and they basically dodge into it. And it's sort of safe to do that because even if they parry it and you don't go out of stamina, that's like the one thing that has to happen. So if you heavy, they parry it and you don't get out of stamina, they usually don't get anything because you're out of range. So they can't guard break you. And most assassins don't have a dedicated parry follow-up, I think. I think Berserker has one, but it's really low damage. Not sure if no, wait, Gladiator can't parry into unblockable, I think, but that's reactable.
Semi-finals.
Not actually sure.
Spire Rebels versus Screaming Ragers.
Did he say Screaming Ragers? I didn't listen properly. I mean, you could also look at their, because this guy's samurai, could be like, oh, he's gonna play Orochi. But that's not always the case. Okay, I was right. Usually samurai people are tryhard Orochi or Kensei mains, but Kensei is the worst character, more or less objectively, so you don't see them around a lot. But Orochi is... I have trouble with Orochi. I really shouldn't have, because he has only 2 moves that are hard to react to, but I tend to be... What? I dodged that, thank you. Yeah, I knew that, and still couldn't react to it. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. I have to keep that in mind. Okay, I can't even block after that. Interesting. What? Excuse me, game? Shit. Okay, his attacks are a little bit too fast for my usual stuff. So... he doesn't dodge attack, so I could try to go for the God Breaks after shove.
Round 2.
Yeah, I guess. It's kinda scary, but... Jesus Christ, the fucking top attack. What am I doing? I'm not doing the things I said I'm gonna do. Oh, nice. Yep, he doesn't get anything for that. And he can't pressure me. I have to watch my stamina. Shit, I thought he was gonna do his own instead.
Victory!
I'm so used to not do the God Break after shove, I just can't get it into my system. Also, I'm really scared of parrying anything. Shit, fucking zone. Every single time. Ah, I knew it was coming, but I can't switch guard fast enough. As soon as the top lights hit me, I knew he was gonna go for his zone next.
Round 4.
Are you serious, game? Yeah, I fucking lost this. Are you... What is this game? Seriously? Are you... How in the world doesn't that work?
Defeat.
I'm actually baffled that that doesn't work. Because you can get a guard break off shove, but if you shove into feint into guard break, you can't reach.
From the semifinals.
Which doesn't make sense because you move forward during your feint, so it should be easier to guard break. So yeah, semifinals again.
Your team has been eliminated from the tournament. You've earned the versatile reward tier.
Can't say paint. Okay, let's do one more because I think I'm gonna get my rank. If I make it to playoffs, I'm gonna get it. No, wait, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, if I make it to players or if it's a 8-player pool. Because then I'm gonna make it to players no matter what. So we've beaten the gold dude, right? He was playing Warden. And we won 3-2, I think. So I should be around that level. Gold 1, like, somewhere between silver 5 and gold 2, maybe even 3. Which, by the way, is probably not that good. Top streamers right now are Platinum. I think Platinum is after gold. Platinum 4. I've seen a Diamond 2, I think, which should be after Platinum. It's probably Bronze 1 to 5, Silver 1 to 5, Gold 1 to 5, Platinum 1 to 5, Diamond 1 to 4 or 5, and then maybe something above Diamond like Master or whatever. But I think there was ranks in Diamond, because Siege doesn't have that. In Siege you go Platinum, and then Platinum 1 to 4, or 4 to 1 I think. And then after that is Diamond, and Diamond is like the end. Of course you still get MMR in Diamond, but you don't get a new rank. Not sure. Actually, yeah. There's sort of a numerical MMR system in For Honor as well. I've seen it on the stream. Basically, at the end of each match, you see a percentage towards your next rank, and you see how much percentage you gain or lose from the match. And it's like, if it's your rank, it's about maybe 10% you gain or lose, depending on whether you win or lose. And I think I saw a game Plat 4 versus Gold 5 or something, where the Plat lost and he lost like 25% progress. No, it wasn't Gold 5, it was like Plat 1 or 2. I think I used to be better at dueling assassins, but things kind of changed. Like they used to not bait as much. Nowadays you're really scared of parrying anything because it could be a bait. Of course, if you can tell in time whether it's a light attack or not, and lights cannot be feinted. I think Berserker can feint lights into a dodge attack, but or a dodge. But for instance, Orochi can't do that. So if you can tell in time that a top light is a top light, you could parry it. but I think I always had trouble sort of with Orochi. The, I don't run into people anymore that really abuse the flicker, but it's still there, and I think the Orochi we just fought did one flicker. Uh, doesn't even have to be on purpose, it's just how the input works. I'm not sure if I ever touched on that, I think I did in my previous videos, but a zone attack is input by pressing both light and heavy attack at the same time, or roughly the same time. And because it's roughly the same time, you can delay the input, so you can go like light and then 2/10 of a second later you go heavy, and then it attempts to do a light attack, but then the game is like, oh wait, you wanted to do a zone, so it switches the animation to a zone, and that messes with the indicators because for Orochi the thing to do would be top light and then switch into zone, so people think a top light is coming and then don't block the zone because they were trying to parry or didn't expect the zone to come out and didn't guard in time. It's I think I haven't touched on this. It used to be a lot worse for certain characters. Basically all characters that that have a guard animation where they have to switch which hand they're using. For instance, if you take Lawbringer and you guard to the right side, your weapon is on the right side and he has his right hand on the top of the weapon and his left hand on the bottom. And then if you switch to a left guard, he switches his hand, so his left hand goes to the top and his right hand goes to the bottom. And that animation is longer than normal guard switches, where they just move the weapon. And for that they added basically your guard switch took longer. What that means is you still guard immediately when you switch guard, but if you want to do two guard switches basically at the same time, it would have to go through these animations, and they actually got rid of that. So every character has a 100 millisecond buffer to switch guards. And it used to be bad because, for instance, you were fighting an Orochi just because the example fits, and you were guarding right side because of his zone, and he does a top flickered zone, so he does a top light into a zone. You would switch your guard up because you see the indicator on top, and then you realize it's a zone, so you want to switch your guard to the right again, but because of that input buffer, you wouldn't switch guards fast enough, and basically get hit every time unless you can correctly guess which attack is coming out. And well, they got rid of that, so if you were to switch your guard and then immediately switch it back, it would take 100 milliseconds basically, because the first guard comes out immediately, and then you switch your guard, but it goes through 100 milliseconds of animation of your first guard switch, and then it still goes through the second guard switch animation, but your guard is actually immediately where you want it to be after the first animation went through. Yo, why are we not finding games? I'm unranked. There should be a lot of unranked people right now. I guess it's kind of in the middle of the night. What else can we talk about? Okay, so let's talk about classes I have trouble with. Gladiator, probably Centurion. I'm actually happy I don't fight too many Centurions, but he is pretty strong. Actually, on the For Honor Reddit, this is the class that is most complained about. I have trouble with Valkyrie, I have trouble with Orochi. Because I'm playing Lawbringer, I basically have to have problems with Conqueror, because Conqueror is arguably one of the counters to Lawbringer. I usually do good against Warden, just because they really like their top lights. Raider is so and so. I think I'm learning how to deal with raiders, but you need to be really focused when you're up against a raider. Can't say shouldn't be a problem. I don't run into many warlords, and although warlord is considered one of the best classes, I tend not to have too many problems with him. But that's mostly because of how people play it in my bracket. If someone decides to play Turtle, basically to just block everything and wait for an opening, which is arguably the optimal way to play this game right now. Oh, actually, wait. So, in this case, we're gonna have group matches and then straight into semifinals. Oh, that's interesting. Does that mean I cannot get the top reward, or do I skip one reward?
Qualifiers. First match. Iron Fang Alliance versus Blackfen Bloodhawks.
Let's see which reward I start with. If it's the soldier reward, you don't skip rewards, at least in the beginning. Oh, it doesn't even show me. Alright. I didn't look what rank this guy was. I think it might show through during the loading screen. Yeah, it should, since I can see mine. Yeah, this guy's unranked as well, and he's playing Gladiator. Yay! He's playing a, oh god, a Rep 8 Gladiator. This is probably not gonna be fun.
Round one.
Oh shit. Oh, this zone attack. Oh, nice. He did the deflect. Yeah, I'm dead. I was bleeding out, I had to do something. But even if he decided not to do anything, I think I would have died before. Before I got enough damage in.
Round two.
So at least so far this guy doesn't really feint anything. Maybe I can use that. Oh, that's bullshit. See? Like, he is immune during his attacks. I don't know what to do against the zone. I'm literally clueless. Because I'm pretty sure your dodge recovery as Lawbringer is not good enough to parry the second part.
Round three.
Okay, let's try to concentrate. I'm probably gonna shut up a bit.
Ad mortem inumicus! Victory!
Okay, I'm gonna keep concentrating, because apparently that works.
Round 4. Victory!
Okay, I think I got him so far that he's gonna try to parry my long-range heavy attempts. Because he's
Round
getting
5.
caught by the blocked heavy into top light a lot.
No superse!
Oh, I didn't mean to put that.
Potasse fortuna giuva! Potasse fortuna giuva!
Oh, come on! Ah. Alright. Another thing apparently is
Well, guess you could try again.
another thing apparently is so there's been a thing happening with Valkyrie where if you so the thing about Valkyrie is she can do 2 light attacks into a sweep, which basically sweeps you off the ground. And that sweep, if you dodge it, her recovery on that is really long, so you can guard break her or maybe even get a heavy in. But if the first light hits you, and then the second light hits you, but you attempted to change your guard, it's gonna buffer the attempted guard change, and then after your hit recovery from the second light, you're gonna do the guard change, and while you're guard changing, you can't dodge. So basically, you're stuck for 100 milliseconds where you can't dodge, and that is enough for her sweep to hit you before you can attempt to dodge. And I think something like that is going on with the Gladiator, where if he does a light and you get hit and you attempted to block it, and he does the unblockable toe stab after that, you can't dodge it anymore.
Versus Westhold Grey Wolves.
Another Gladiator? Let's see. Oh, Raider.
Round one.
So with raiders, it's kinda important to figure out what they usually do.
Ad mortem inimicus! Arrive qui vita! Victory!
I didn't mean to unlock there. I don't think it changed anything. Wait, why did I unlock? Oh, because I did the light parry accidentally. I didn't mean to do a
Round
light
two.
parry. Because I could have gotten an impale into wall split into heavy and kill him that way. Oh, nice. Yo, I thought that doesn't work.
Ad mortem inimicus!
Nice. Nice. Oh, right. Okay, he's looking out for that.
Defeat!
You could actually get more damage on that. If you parry a side light as a raider, you can get a top heavy, which is more damage.
Round three.
Okay, so he was watching for the lights. Okay. What? I was parrying that. Thank you. I was parrying that as well. Please, game. Oh, you fucked that up. Nice. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Vita! Ad mortem inimicus! Arrive qui vita!
Oh shit, I'm dead.
Arrive qui vita! Victory!
That was close on both sides. He could have won the game,
Round four.
I think, if he let that heavy after the parry fly. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be able to parry that. Nice.
Arrive qui vita!
Interesting. Nope.
Victory!
Like, I think that's one of the strongest points, or at least I like to do that, where I do max range heavies. I want to talk. The chat is currently not over. Are you serious? Can't even talk to people after you played them. But yeah, he noted the thing where he threw the match in the second round, or not the match, but the round, because he didn't go through with his heavy. But like, here's the thing, I'm really certain I read somewhere that the optimal parry punish for a top light for Raider is a side heavy and not a top heavy, because that's not guaranteed. But I think he did that to me, and I couldn't parry it or block it.
Qualifiers, third match.
Might have something to do with
versus Sword Peak Talons.
with time snap removal. Time snap used to be in the game, where basically every action you do gets buffered into basically the server has a it's not really that, but basically the server has a 100 millisecond tick rate, so everything you do gets delayed until the next 100 millisecond timestamp. And while that sounds kinda dumb, it made a lot of things more consistent. If your connection is bad and time snap is removed, as it is right now, attacks appear to be faster than they should be. I was parrying that, thank you. I would parry that again. Zone. I parried. There we go.
Round 2.
Oh, he gets that. Thought I was gonna split earlier.
Victory!
And he is not happy about the range. Or at least that's what I would assume that's what the fuck was for.
Round 3.
I keep forgetting which direction that comes from. Shit, I forgot Wardens like to do that. Shit, I really need need to stop doing that. Oh yeah, I'm dead. Okay, he fucked that up at least. Are you serious?
Victory!
Tried to do the impale, but I didn't sprint for long enough.
Your team is victorious. You've brought pride to your people.
Yay. Okay, one match left.
Your team has qualified for the playoffs.
Wait, am I playing the guy with the highest points? No, I'm not. Yeah, this is how you would imagine it. Second versus third, and first versus fourth.
Against Westhold Grey Wolves.
So that guy was the raider, I would assume? Yeah, pretty sure.
Round one.
Let's go over here. Oh, he missed his parry. Shit. I keep forgetting that light is super fucking slow. The one after the one after the heavy after shove. Whoops. Oh, I thought he was dead.
Victory!
If he just let that zone fly, he would have probably hit me.
Round two.
Oh, he could have gotten a guard broke there. Also interesting. He's out of stam. Nice. Oh, yeah, that was a light, okay. I keep doing that. I fucked that up. I could have either parried him or thrown him, but I didn't. No! I keep doing it! Oh. Shit, I should have parried that.
Defeat.
Okay, here's the thing. I can't do the heavy after shove because he dodges it. But he back dodges, so I should go for guard breaks. But the thing is, the light after the... Since the shove counts as the first attack in a chain, so the heavy counts as a second, and the light counts as a third, and the third light is abysmally slow. Nice. I think I get a guard break after that. Shit. I tried to dodge. Oh shit. Yeah, I fucked that up.
Victory.
I shouldn't go. Since he was out of stamina, he was gonna fall, so I should have gone for the top parry instead of the impale, which doesn't work on downed opponents. It still does the 20 damage, but... I knew it. No, what am I doing? Oh god, I couldn't feint. Nice. Oh I should have parried that.
Victory!
Can't fucking talk!
We're moving on to the finals. Look at you.
Yeah, we're gonna get our rank. Oh, I thought it was gonna give me bronze. Alright. Ooh. Alright, gold 3. And close to gold 4. So, the versatile tier reward is usually the
Welcome to
the one you get in the semifinals.
Iron Fang Alliance against Blackfen Bloodhawks.
So I can't even get the ornament, because the highest reward is the ornament. But because this is a 2-match playoffs, I can't even get the highest reward, or am I gonna skip the second best reward? That's my question. Maybe the guy who loses finals gets the second best reward. So this guy is gonna play Gladiator, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll just have to abuse the shit out of my range. Make him either do a dash attack, which I can block for with guard break, or do ranged heavies, which he can't punish. This zone is the worst addition to this game ever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't dodge that. Shit. Like, what do you do against that shit?
Defeat.
Once he has you in the corner, he can just do with you what he wants. He doesn't even do the mix-up after getting a hit, where he goes into the unblockable and then either feints it or lets it rip. This zone is the worst. I don't even get a wall. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't punish it. My dodge is taking too long. I can't switch guard. His zone is always a free hit. There's nothing I can do.
Round 3.
I could roll, I guess, but that's really bad to do. Oh, am I not getting a wall again? Yeah, good zone. Good place.
Victory!
if I want to play this optimally, I have to keep as far away as I
Round
can
4.
at all times. I can't be in zone range. Like, look at this shit.
Potasse fortuna giovane! Potasse fortuna giovane!
I can't dodge it. Yeah, there we go. Fucking zone. Well, on top of that, Lawbringer has one of the worst dodge recoveries.
Lost.
-9, so he's about my... like his shadow MMRs around mine.
Your team has been eliminated. You've earned the
Yeah,
hero
okay, I get
reward tier.
one better tier. Oh, an Orochi color, yay! What? Oh, I've always dreamed of that. It's kind of a shame because I played one ranked tournament on the PTS because it was out on the PTS like a month ago. And I won that one pretty comfortably, actually. So the thing I would really like to have is the ornament for Lawbringer, which is this one. But first off, you need to win the tournament to get an ornament, and second, it isn't tied to the class you played. So I have a 1 in 16 chance. Wait, no, this is not 16. Is it? It's 16, isn't it? Yeah. 1 in 16 chance to get the ornament I want. So I would have to win 16 tournaments to get it for sure. But alright, that's it for now. Not sure if I'm gonna do more of these, because arguably this game isn't really that much fun right now. It's alright in my bracket, because people don't abuse stuff, but the heroes are still rather unbalanced, and especially if you get to higher tiers, people are more prone to do unlock stuff, which is making attacks unparryable or getting confirms that shouldn't be there. People turtle a lot more, like playing Warlord and just going into full block stance the whole fucking match and stare your opponent down. But in my bracket it's sort of fun. You notice that people like to play characters that tend to do well. So in this match we fought a Raider, which is very high tier. Maybe not the way he fought because he didn't abuse the charge, but it's still a really good character. We fought Gladiator, which is amongst the best characters just off his zone. We fought an Orochi, which is mid-tier, really not that far away from Lawbringer, so that's a close matchup. We fought Warden, which is not as good as he used to be, and some people call him trash, but at least I personally still have problems with the Vortex. I get Vortexed and I don't think about rolling out of it or hitting my opponent out of it. I just panic and either wait and hope he goes into guard break, or dodge and hope he goes through. I don't actually do the stuff that you need to do to get out of Vortex. This color isn't even good. It's pretty shit. Yeah, alright. But I have my rank. I guess it's gonna reset next season, but the season only more or less just started. So I'm gonna have that for a while, and I know roughly where I stand in the game, I guess. I would be kinda interested what rank I got if I could be bothered to learn one of the top tier characters. If a Highlander would have turned out to be a better character, I might have actually switched to him because I like the playstyle. But he's trash, and he is so trash that I can't be bothered right now. Maybe if they fix him, fix what's wrong with him, maybe then I would give it a go. So things that are wrong with him are he doesn't get a guard break off of any parry in the game unless he unlocks. His guard break punishes are worse than pre-patch raiders. The only confirmed attack he can get, well, he can get a light, but that's no damage. That's like 15 damage. He can get his first attack in the zone. His zone attack consists of 3 attacks that come from the same direction. Every attack deals 25, I think. So that's okay. It's not a lot worse than Lawbringers, but it costs half your stamina to do, or maybe even more, since you have to feint the second attack in the zone, and feinting costs stamina, so maybe like 2/3. It's really hard to get wall punishes with him, if I'm not mistaken, and his HP. So he has the defensive form, which is basically like you would play normally. You can guard, you can GB, you can attack, whatever, and he has an offensive form where he can't guard, he can't counter GB, he can't GB, and he can't parry, but his heavy attacks are faster and unblockable, and his light attacks are really fast but also take a lot of stamina and have really short range. What was I about to say? I forgot where I wanted to go with that. But yeah, the only attack that really deals a lot of damage from him is his neutral top heavy. But that thing is super slow and really hard to confirm. And his lights do very little damage, I think it's 15. His side heavy does like 30, and it's also really slow. The thing he has going for him are... he basically... So, Warden has Crushing Counter, which is his top light. If he blocks an attack with that, he gets like 40 damage. Highlander has that on every light attack. He has that on left, right, and top. And it also gains bonus damage if you block something with it, but it's less than Warden's. And the thing about it is, as the game is right now, you can guard switch and parry immediately. If you switch guard and parry 1 millisecond before an attack hits you, you can parry it. But since Crushing Counter is a light attack, you need to guard switch and light. But parrying is the only thing that doesn't have any restriction on timings. But attacking after a guard switch needs to wait until your guard switch animation is completed. So because of that, it's basically impossible to Crushing Counter light attacks on reaction, because you have to guard switch, input your light attack, and then the superior block comes out 100 milliseconds after the light input. So that's 200 milliseconds until your superior block comes online. Most lights in the game are 500 milliseconds. So, and like average human reaction time is like 250, I think, if you're concentrating. So that's 250 milliseconds reaction and 200 milliseconds until the superior block kicks in. So you basically have 50 milliseconds that you can delay, but that's really inconsistent. Like, you're gonna get hit by more light attacks than you can actually punish that way, and that just makes it worse than parrying. But parrying is really bad on him, so he's kind of in an awkward spot. Oh yeah, here's the thing I wanted to get to before. In his defensive stance, he has hyper armor on his heavies, and there's two things about that. First off, the hyper armor kicks in really late into the attacks, like 800 milliseconds or something, or 700, I don't know. It's really late. So you definitely can't trade on prediction. And his HP is super shitty. I don't think you can see it here, but his HP is just a little bit higher than Peacekeeper, and I think Peacekeeper used to be the lowest HP character in the game before the DLC characters came out. Actually, all DLC characters have really low HP. Shinobi has like 90, Centurion has like 110 or something. In contrast, Lawbringer has 160 and Shigoki has 180, I think. But Shigoki really doesn't count because he takes extra damage when his armor is down. So if you want to look at it consistently, Lawbringer has the highest HP in the game, which is one of the things that save him from being absolutely trashed here. Okay, I've talked enough. My mouth is running dry from all the talking, and since I feel like I'm not gonna play this game, at least on records, for a long time, that basically had no impact that I talked about it. But yeah, that's basically the state of the game right now. Turtle meta, unbalanced heroes, borderline broken heroes like Gladiator Zone and Raider Charge. And a lot of these problems are really old. People were crying about Centurion for 3 or 4 months now, and he never really got a nerf, and then he got a nerf, and his nerf. So Centurion has an immense stamina pool, or I'm not sure if it's really an immense stamina pool, but his attacks are really cheap on stamina. And what they did was making his feints cost more stamina, which is basically, first off, it has basically no impact because his attacks don't cost much, and second, that's really not the issue with him. The issue are his parry punishes, and he has this thing he can do. So where is it? Not the quick throw. Yeah, the jab combo. If he hits a heavy attack, he can do a punch. He can either just throw it or he can charge it. If he just throws it, it's like a stun and a light knockback. And the problem with that is that knockback can wall splat. So if you get hit by the jab and you stumble backwards and you hit a wall, you get stunned. Or like you get disabled, because stunning is something else in this game. You get disabled, so he can hit you with a heavy again. And after that heavy, he can do another jab. And if that jab hits you, you hit the wall again, so you can do another heavy. And it's possible to get out, but it's really, really hard. and every time you don't manage to do it, you eat like, I don't know, 25 or 30 damage. So say you get hit by that 3 times until you manage to get out, and he basically lost no stamina because his attacks don't cost anything. That's 75 to 90 damage you just took for not being able to get away from it. And Centurion basically doesn't have to work hard to get damage in. Okay, I've talked enough. So, still hope you enjoyed that. At least we got our rank, and see you the next time around. Bye bye.